Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game Find, and my name is Dave, and today we're going to be following up on our review of Alien Frontiers from Starling Games, and this is the expansion called Factions, the Definitive Edition. Let's go. So, as a disclaimer, this of course was a review copy from Starling Games, so thank you so very much. Now, after playing Alien Frontiers a handful of times, I felt like I was ready, and this definitive edition is that because Starling did all the work for you. There's a whole bunch of mini expansions that came out for Alien Frontiers back in the day, but when Starling took over, they just put all like the mini expansions. There are upgrades that are already in the base game that they took from expansions, and now they put everything pretty much in this box with the exception of a few things. So let me show you all the work Starling put into this, and we can reap the spoils. Let's go. So here's what comes in the box of Alien Frontiers Factions, and it is quite a bit and sturdy. Now these boards, they kind of feel like the box paper. They're really high quality. It seems like they took the same kind of quality paper that covers the actual print of the box and put it around thick cardboard, and you can even see like the paper kind of indents. It's just very, very nice, and these things are going to stand the test of time for sure. And the manual says it includes faction packs 1 through 4 and expansion packs 1 through 6 and 2 promo factions. Now this thing is stuffed with items. Now the components, actual little bits here, I got to play with this rover. It's really cool, and it's nothing too huge, but it's really neat. And this also goes to one of the factions. So there are just tons of factions here, and just a whole bunch of different arts, and we'll go through some of these because I'm not going to actually go through the description of them, but I'll show you all the pictures because it would be a crime not to. It would be a crime also to drop everything and not go over the camera. All right, so in that one, I like the sleek look of that one. He just looks like a asteroid, and that's like a fleet. And a lot of these I haven't played. I've only experienced 4 of these factions. I've played the game twice now. Now these cards, it comes with a whole bunch of these, and they're just varied. And they have unique abilities to every card here. Now, they might kind of be same to another card, but they're all very unique. And again, this is added through a lot of the expansion packs that came out over time when the game first came out. And then you have these new agenda cards, which we'll get into here in a second on the how-to portion. How'd you get in there? We have these agenda cards, which are pretty simple. All, again, linen finish, great production, and that's basically everything you get in this box, way you add these into the game. Alright, so let's go over the main thing that you get in this box, and it is the factions. Now each one's going to have a top ability and a bottom ability that you can execute, and this really does add an asymmetric nature to the game and does gamify it quite a bit. And I've seen 4 factions in action. These are 3 that I'll go over. I won't go over all of them. If you want to experience them, you're going to have to buy it yourself. But I will give you a little taste of the ones that I like. And this is the one that I played my first game with. Yeah, it's the one on the picture of the box. And this is the scavenger fleet. And the top ability allows you to dock any 2 unequal ships at the shipyard and pay the cost without, actually having to have the numbers in order. And the bottom one here, and the bottom one is the coolest thing. So basically, when you acquire a ship, you get to immediately roll it, and it can get some goods for you right away. So it's like, get in there, ship, do your job. So this was the first game I played, and I really liked this kind of nature. This was the other one. No, this one here is the other one that I played. It was the rover, the Xeno Exploration Inc. So basically, this one here allows me to go to different little regions on the moon, and then allows me to do their powers if I pay the person that's there a little sum of energy. And the whole game I was just focusing around moving my rover, and I lost for that reason. I just was jumping around using all the powers and trying to milk the power for all it's worth, and that was pretty cool. And my partner played as this one here. Now these guys, the top one here, you're going to get a whole bunch of iron. So you're going to pay 2 of these energy to get as many iron as territories as you own. So if you have a whole bunch of territories, boom, you're going to get a whole bunch of iron. And you're going to be getting a whole bunch of energy, because at the beginning of your turn you're going to gain 1 energy no matter what, and then another bunch of energy for how many territories you're controlling. So this one is really steering you towards getting territories and making some moolah off of them. Basically, you're a landlord. And there are just a ton more in here that utilize different things. Like this one here utilizes dice. I'm not going to go over, but that is the main thing you get in this game, and that's why, well, this expansion, and that's why you want to get these, is for this faction bundle. Because when you play the game enough, you can start to have the same experience, but not with these factions. You're going to have a different experience pretty much every time. And the next things are these agendas. These also kind of steer you towards a goal. Now, you get 2 of these at the beginning of the game, but you can acquire a 3rd one if you want, but you can only hold 3. And they have a goal that you can complete in game, or you can complete it at the end of the game for a victory point. This one here is when you fill every dock with a lunar mine with your ship, you may immediately reveal this to get 1 victory point. So if you're getting a lot of ore with that one faction, this could be a way to go, you know. So, and then this end one here is if the game ends, you do not have any colonies on the Herbert Valley, you get 1 victory point. So you just stay away from the valley and you get a point. So there's more ways to get points, and I like that. And when you gain 6 or more iron in a single turn, again, you got to have a faction that's gaining iron. You can get a victory point, and in the game, end of the game, that you control a territory with a single colony on it, you reveal and you get a victory point, and so forth and so on. So they just have a whole bunch of these agendas, and like I said, you'll be completing these, and you can get more if you want to get more victory points. But those are really cool too, and my second favorite thing, but still a good addition that I think you should add to the game when you get familiar with it. And then of course you just add a whole bunch of alien tech. I'll go over the 3 that I like the most. So you pay 2 energy to increase every unplaced ship in your fleet by 1 point, and that's just so cool. And what's the other one here? Oh yeah, pay 1 energy to dock 2 of these ship numbers at the shipyard to build a ship at no cost. You don't want to play El Cheapo, you can do that. Now this one is my favorite card. When other players discard resources because they're over their resource limit, those tokens go straight to you, and you can discard this to take 1 energy and iron from each opponent. So that is my favorite card. Now people are going to start using their supplies instead of hoarding it when you have this down, because when I had it down, that's what happened. But it was pretty neat to have new alien technology to go and put into the deck after playing the game so many times like I have. And that is basically what comes in this expansion. Now, of course, I didn't show you how to play Alien Frontiers. If you want to learn that, you can go back to the video of the base game to learn. But let's give this expansion a grade and tell you what my thoughts are. Of course, they're going to be good. Okay, let's go. So that is what comes in the box and how you play this factions. Now, of course, I didn't go over everything. There is a bit in here. And like I said, this has almost everything that came in, all the mini expansions and upgrades. And this game, well, this expansion is getting a 90 from me. This takes the game to a whole new level and takes a simple experience that pretty much anyone can get into with Alien Frontiers, the base game, and then gamerizes it. That's the best term I can come up with. It pretty much adds a little bit more flair. Now, me personally, if I'm playing a game, either a video game or board game, and I don't have a goal, I wander aimlessly and do aimless things for basically the whole time until I get that goal. I like achievements. I like linear paths that I can choose to follow down because it keeps me on the straight and narrow, and I lose focus a lot. So having the agendas and having a faction kind of steer my direction of play was super awesome. Now, I only played 2 times. I can't wait to play it more, but the 2 factions that I played was the one with the rover and the scrap yard people that are on the front here, and they were really cool. And like I said, it did kind of guide my style of play. Something I wouldn't normally go after a lot, I went after just because my faction was like, hey, this is our best technique, let's run with it. And beyond that, adds a whole mess of cards. Now, I wasn't a fan of a lot of the cards in the base game. They were either hit or miss for me on those, but these right here, there's a whole bunch of variety, and you can choose and add choose to add here little bits here and there and not water down certain decks. You can pick a faction and kind of just add it to the deck, but there's a whole bunch of them in here, so it adds more flavor there. And I would venture to say that I would get this expansion when I got the base game. So if you are a gamer, specifically a gamer that you know that you're going to be playing Alien Frontiers a lot, this is a no-brainer. You have to get this expansion because it makes the game so much better, even though the game by itself is a phenomenal game. So I highly recommend this expansion, and it does what I want from a game. It gives me goals. So thank you so much, Starling Games, for presenting this review copy. Could not have done the review without you. And thank you so much, Vi Nation, for tuning into today's video. If you liked the video, click like, and if you haven't already, click subscribe and that bell. That would be nice. And if you didn't like the video, click dislike and let me know in the comments below why you didn't. But until the next time, see you. Have a great rest of your day and a great time with all the factions that you play with. I'm Dave, and I'm out. Bye, everybody. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.